Greetings, YouTubers. This is my 2002 Trailblazer. Picked up for 800 bucks about 2 years ago, and she's going good. About 200,000 miles on it. I had to do some small things to it, but she's going pretty good still. One thing we're going to try to do tonight, and I'm still a little kind of confused on, but we're going to kind of do an experiment. We have this awful noise right here, this click, click, click sound that you get from these electronic clutch fans, cooling fans. Hear that? That is this down there. I replaced it not long ago back in the summer, and it's always clicked, but now it's constant. When you rev it up a little bit, it quits, but it doesn't seem like the fan is talking to the regular computer on this Trailblazer. Now here's what it looks like. This is another one that I have had. These are aftermarket ones that you buy on eBay for $50, $60, $70. The rumor and the write-up online is if you don't install a original one from what Trailblazer calls for, at least from the factory, and I believe it's BERH or something like that, and there's another brand name. If you don't install those, the computer doesn't talk to this, and sometimes it starts clicking. Now, that's what I've been told. And the other thing is, maybe both of these are now bad. I don't know, but you can hear it down there. You pull up behind somebody and are just looking in their mirror, wondering what the heck is that noise. So the car isn't overheating, but we're going to try to fix this annoying noise. How? Well, right over here. I picked this one up tonight on Facebook Marketplace for 25 bucks. These things are about $80 to $100 if you buy them on eBay, shipping and everything. Now here's the one I bought. This one here is a Hayden, Hayden. And the guy says this one works fine. It was on a V8 Trailblazer, so it got wrecked and he parted a lot of it out. But we're going to put this on here and see if this clicking noise goes away. If it does, then if you have this same annoying problem, then you may have to start looking into maybe getting a different one, or find one that regular GM calls for. Now the other thing is, they said you could take this to the GM dealer and you can have your computer flashed where it talks to this, but good luck taking a 18-year-old vehicle to the GM dealer, right, and trying to have something done like that. And besides, it's cost effective. It probably costs you a couple $100. So we're going to try to fix this for 25 bucks tonight and see what we get. Alright, that's off. The engine's a little warm, so we'll have to be careful. I think I can get this out of here. Come straight up with it like I've had in the past. Now you can see, this engine's nice and warm. See how easy this thing spins? I don't think it's supposed to spin that easy. I think you're supposed to have some drag on it. So let's get this out of here. And now I don't have a tool for this, so what we're going to use is a big old thumb wrench. I've done this in some of my past videos. So by the way, I am going to put up a playlist of all the Trailblazer stuff I have called For the Love of Trailblazers. That way you can find some of my videos and stuff and so forth. So we're going to get this off of here and slide this new one on here. It's a little tight getting it out of here, but if you watch some other videos, it can be done. And by the way, I replaced this back in the summer, and it did help my cooling issue. I'd sit in traffic, and the temperature gauge would really come up. This one here was all cracked and busted up. I got this brand new for, I think, it was $40 free shipping. So, all right, so let's see what we can get into. Let's see if we can get this here out and get this one in, and see if we can get this clicking gone forever. Alright, so first step is make sure the engine's cooled down a little bit. If you're doing it in the winter, it doesn't take long for things to cool down. And here is my big old crescent wrench that I have. It's a 12-inch. It's actually slightly bent a little bit, so it'll go in there. Sometimes I find these at the junkyard just laying around, so, it doesn't hurt to bend them. So what you can do is go ahead and down there like that. Now, if you're really good, you can take a tire iron and get down here between one of these pulleys and just kind of snug on it. Don't pull too hard. And you can kind of keep this from turning, and when you do that, you can take a hammer and just hit this a couple times counterclockwise, and these will come off. So let me get a tire iron. I was going to try it without it, but let's see if it comes off. And just grab a pulley and be careful you don't hit your sensor over here. There's a cam sensor. And see if we can just hit this a couple times to see if it'll come loose. May have to turn this the other way to make it a little bit easier here. Try like that. And just give it a quick whack. Be steady with your aim. And I think we got it. Nope. So we may have to whack on it a couple of times. Oh, it's loose. Okay. So we got it. So now the fun begins. We gotta loosen this all the way up. Trailblazer did not give us much room here to get these things off, so you go ahead and unscrew this out of here real quick. So I'm gonna just let the camera roll. You can kind of watch me on time lapse. Now, this is as open as far as it can get and some, and this is how tight this thing is on here, or how big, wide open this thing has to be. I'm not sure what size this was. Hey, if someone knows, put it in the comment section tonight for me. I know what it is, I just can't think of the top of my head. Alright, I think we can spin this like this. Something tells me this is actually bad, because it shouldn't spin like this. This may be why it's clicking. But this will be an interesting experiment just to find out. I drove this thing to Oklahoma and back in July, and it was 108 degrees out there. Likely never overheated, but I kept a close eye on that temperature gauge, and this thing was clicking all the time. So, come on. Well, that fan is really loose. Let's see what we can get here. Should be able to spin it by now. It's going to make me work for it every inch of the way. Alright, I'm like, come on, dude. Alright, that's loose. So I need to go ahead and hook this plug down here on the bottom. There's a little plug right here. And there's a couple little tabs that I gotta pull off real quick. Alright, I got stupid little tabs. There's one. And that one's still in the connector down there. And there's that one. So. And now, if I spin this, the plan is to slide it up out of here, but I'm probably going to have to fight with it a little bit, because all of them that I've taken out I've had to fight. Of course, you can pull the whole thing out as one unit, but it's a pain in the butt. So. Come on. Alright, there's that. So. Well, I guess we're going to go have to loosen this part here up, take out a couple bolts where you can lift this up a little bit with it and slide it out, if I remember right. So different models, you know, for some reason come out differently than others. Some are more difficult and some are a little easier. So let's just take that out real quick. Alright, so I took this piece of plastic off here. I took this hose here, flipped it around with a pair of pliers, and put a bucket under there and caught maybe a cup full of antifreeze. And now there's two little bolts right here. I've got these out. These are 10 millimeter. Fun begins now. We'll see if we can get this off here. We have to spin it on a little bit back on. It should come off as one piece, if I remember right. There we go. Alright, so in my failed attempt to get this out of here as one unit, some of the other Trailblazers I had no problem. I'm going to go ahead and take these 4 bolts out on the bottom of this fan housing back here. Separate plastic fan housing and this electronic unit. Maybe I can pull the plastic one out first and pull it out second, but I know if I went on ahead and took out some bolts up here and pulled this bracket off and pulled this radiator back a ½ inch or so, I could probably get it out, but I want to try it this way just for you guys and see if it works. This way I'll know in the future. Let's get all these out. There's our last one, and this is probably going to fall down in there because I can't really grab it without damaging the radiator, hopefully. But the other one wasn't this hard to get out, so we'll see. I won't take it all the way out and see if I can somehow get this out as one unit here. I can get past the radiator right here. Alright, try that. Alright. What a job. Alright, so that's kind of how we're going to do this in a nutshell. Looks like we're just going to kind of pull this whole thing up as one unit. If you can get it past the radiator over here, you're good. Now we can pull it out. There we go. By loosening up those bolts, it gives us a little more wiggle room here with this plastic fan. This fan actually sits down in this shroud and there's a lip in here. This is why it all wants to come out as one unit. Alright. Alright, so there it is. And here's the back of it. And made in Korea. So I don't know. That plug looks good. Like the same plug. Got 2, 4, 6. Looks like 6. 2, 4, 6. Yep. Same plug. So, all right, the hard part's done. So let me go ahead and bolt this fan partially onto that one. Actually, we just may, you know what, we just may stick this on as one unit. It's all bolted together. What's the point? I slide this down together. It may actually go in a little bit easier. That way I don't have to fool around with those bolts. So let's just go ahead and do that. Alright, so that one's in, and I will have to go underneath and make sure those tabs are on the frame, push down on this here. And we'll go ahead and screw this together and put that in there. So when you're putting this back in, you might want to do it as one unit. So kind of slide it in. Over there where the radiator is hoses, you kind of push this over and down around it. But it's on, so let's go ahead and finish up here and see if it takes care of the clicking. Everything's back together. I've got to put my clip in here. That hose is on. I'll leave my tools up here. We should be all right. Just for a minute, we'll start this up. And I'll know right away if this is going to work or not. So let's do this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, I hear a difference already. Oh yeah, look how much that's pushing air now. Look at that. And I don't hear the clicking no more. Yay! So that's what it was. So if you have a Trailblazer that's clicking, you might want to look into it. Although that's just a little bit warped. I'm going to have to try to straighten that plastic out. It may straighten out on its own. This fan was sitting around for quite some time. But looks good. And we're clicking. And let's see if we get check engine light on, because sometimes it'll throw a check engine light on. No, we're good. No check engine lights whatsoever. Hey, all right. Let me throttle it up just a little bit here. You can listen to it. I think we're going to be okay. All right. So we'll keep an eye on it over the next week or so. We'll drive it, make sure everything's going to be okay. But everything seems to be okay. So great. Now we know that clicking is because of these electronic fan clutches. They go bad. Now one day, I'll tell you, back in the summer, I was idling the car and I heard something like a gas line leak, like a long hissing sound underneath of the engine, like and I freaked out and I shut the car off, and then I started to back up and I didn't hear the noise no more. So I'm wondering if it was this here. It just kind of went out on me that day, but it never threw a coat or anything. But hey, we're good. I think we're going to be okay. All right, so she's all back together. It's been about an hour. Just a quick update. When you start your Trailblazer up, it should sort of sound like a jet a little bit. Just like that. And after it warms up, it'll slowly go away, then come back depending on what the computer's telling it. So I also did one other thing. I swapped this one out. I put my regular one on it because this one was actually warped and it's hard on the water pump for it wobbling like that. And also, if you have a couple of these, don't throw them away. You can take these plugs off and reuse them. Now, these two here, these aftermarkets, would not fit on what I just put on, which is a regular GM one. The plug was a little different on this end, but this side the plug was okay. But you can sometimes sell these on eBay for $20 each. So these things are no good, but the plugs are good. We swapped out the fan, and we are done, my friends. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know where you're watching from right now. Until my next video, guys, I'll see you later.